There you go, Bill. Hold on. Play it.
This show is brought to you by the Deluxe Edition Network. Head over to the den.show for other great podcasts.
Bring out the gimp.
Hey, everybody, look at us. We're doing this live. Casey, we almost pulled it off without any problems. We were so close to perfect, almost like a real show. Damn it. Can we start over? I guess we cannot go into a DeLorean and do this again. That was almost perfect. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in to Deluxe Edition. We're trying something here. My name is Bill Sebald, here as always with Casey Shearer. And we got a friend with us. We got Ray. We got Ray from
1980s now.
God damn it. I almost called you the 80th.
That's all right, man. I like the idiots. An objective defense of 1980s pop culture from a couple of idiots. Yes, that's what we used to be.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you what our new tagline is because I did that for 2 years, but it's pretty much the same thing without the idiots.
Yeah. You've grown. You're not as idiotic anymore. We all grow. We mature. Yeah. Well, we had Will on. We had your co-host on. And,
yeah.
You know, we tried to have his video, but.
Well, if you go live, there's no problem.
Yeah, well, we have you because we haven't gone live before, and your experience with all this. So I don't know if Casey told you, but that's really why we have you on.
Yeah, I sit and talk into the mic. Will handles all the behind the scenes stuff. So
yeah, I felt so bad. We couldn't get his video to work.
I didn't even buy any of this equipment. It's all Will's stuff that I just took from his house and snuck over to my house.
Oh, you're kidding? For real?
Oh, yeah. I'm not even sure he knows what I have.
Wow. You're like his sugar baby. He's just kind of paying for it all.
He is. Yeah. Once again, though, if we ever do get some cash out of this, all that money's got to go back to him first. So I figure by 2063, I'll start to make like minimum wage.
There you go. And you'll be 27 then.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I felt so bad because we tried to have his video on and he had a 60 FPS camera, right? And us plebs, we had a 30 FPS camera, but his camera was too good for StreamYard to be able to process it. So everything just failed with it. I told him it was because he was too good looking. I didn't want to.
Well, I agree. I think it's because he's too good looking.
Yeah.
Because I have the same camera.
Oh, no, you have the same camera. That's right. So this isn't going to work. We're going to get the video at the end and you're going to be blank. Oh, shit.
Nah, it's cool because I actually see. I've done this many times, so I have on my phone. I can see us on the delay, so I know we're there. We're good.
All right,
sweet.
Heck.
You're one of our 5 viewers.
That's yeah. That's the tech. That's how as far as I can do it. So.
Well, we kind of missed on the promotion. We next time, Casey, more than 5 minutes notice to promote. I think we ought to do that. No, we did better than that. Just trying something new with this streaming. We're streaming now.
See, yeah, this is fun because now you guys are in a whole new world where whatever you say, you can't edit it out. So
Casey's terrified of that.
See, that can be scary. It can.
That's why I didn't get as drunk as I normally do.
What?
We thought it was a drinking show, Casey. You can't back out now.
I was told there'd be alcohol.
Yeah, we'll bail it to you. We'll get it to you as fast as we can. So just stay on the line until it arrives to you. Where actually do you do your show from? Where are you now?
We're just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. So.
All right, yeah. I'm in Reading, Pennsylvania, and then Casey's out in Florida. So we got the entire East Coast covered, except for the Northeast.
Have you guys ever been in the same room together before?
Once. It was tough.
Yeah. Because I, for the first time, our new co-host, Kat, I met her for the first time yesterday because she was up here visiting Will. And he happens to live across the street. So I saw strange cars and I wandered over and realized that they were having a party without me and invited myself in so that I could meet her.
Oh man, that's funny. I actually have some employees that have because I own an agency, and they're people that I haven't seen in person yet. That's brand new to me. That is such a strange thing. But Casey and I, we knew each other before pandemic. He just decided to go south with the snowbirds.
You don't like snow?
No, I mean, I prefer not to have to shovel snow if I don't have to, but...
You don't like to get drunk and go sled riding?
Not anymore, no.
Yeah, now it hurts the next day. Wait.
It does. It hurts. Well, the shoveling part hurts. So you might as well just shovel and go sled riding.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. You live across the street from Will and you still podcast from separate houses?
Well, yes, because the audio's better.
Sure.
I don't hear it, but
that's what he wants you to believe.
Well, I was like, hey, I think the pandemic's over. I think I can come back. And he's like, no. The audio is way better if you stay on that side of the street. That's how it went.
I think you ought to eat Will for lunch. He's so full of baloney. Casey.
Yes.
You put this show together. What's this show about?
This show. Hey, look, we're getting real quick. We're getting comments.
We're getting comments. Oh hey. This is.
I need a man cave like that. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, right?
Right.
This guy says you have hella dope rooms. Yeah.
The fuck. Love the lighting and the posters. Is he talking about me? I hope he's talking about me because I worked really hard on this.
Jesus, you have a drum kit in the background, so I hope they're talking about you.
It's totally fake shit. It's all cardboard.
It's cardboard.
Actually, I'm pretty happy. I got that Eddie Van Halen guitar over my
I see it
there.
Yeah,
got that for my birthday. That thing plays amazing. It was all built to Eddie standards. What you're a musician then? You were telling me earlier that you music.
Well, I'm a front man. I'm a singer. I went to the David Lee Roth School of Entertainment, but basically I play in punk rock bands, rockabilly bands. I dabble in guitar. No, I can't read music, so I know 3 chords. I play drums, bass. I love music. That was like my first love. That was something that I just couldn't get enough of.
That's great. Let me hear your best metal yell.
I don't do metal. I love metal. Don't get me wrong, but
you said you went to the David Lee Roth School. They thought it was metal back then.
Yeah, but just the attitude. I just took Dave's attitude and took it to punk rock. That's what I did. So it's kind of like if Jello Biafra or Henry Rollins weren't so goddamn angry all the time and they just wanted to drink beer and get laid. That's basically what I said punk rock should be like.
Yeah, well, I've been practicing. No, I didn't get into punk rock. I got into hair metal big, and I was like, I want to be the lead singer. So I practiced my I was trying to like it.
Dude, I so wanted to be in a hair metal band. That was the whole reason I started playing. And very quickly I realized I did not have the talent to do anything in hair metal except play bass. And I was like, I don't want to be a bass player. That stinks. That's no fun. I hate carrying gear. How do I get out of carrying gear? Be a front man. Nice.
Yeah.
Show up and go, I got to go see the owner about some things and disappear.
Yeah. We tried in our bands to make sure that everybody helped the drummer set up and bring things in. But we had a keyboard player who would play this old, the hell was it? It was a big wooden beast and it was old. B3 type of thing. Oh my God. That was the job. Who was going to bring that in with him? Because it was like a whole thing with, we had to screw on the legs to keep that thing on, right? We sometimes, like playing really small coffee houses, we're bringing in this B3 organ. Oh, I'm so glad I don't do any of that.
When I did play guitar live, I had this trick I would do. So like we would open for, much better bands, and I would bring like a little Gorilla guitar amp, practice amp, and put it behind their amp. So it looked like that was my amp when I was playing on stage, but it's actually just a little Gorilla running through the soundboard.
That's how Van Halen did it. All of those big Marshalls, they were all fake. Kiss, I heard it was the same way.
Yeah, all of them did it. But I was like, you know what? I can pull this off. And then eventually I got tired of bringing it, and I would just tell the other band, hey, Art, my truck broke down on the way here. I don't have any of my gear. Can I just use yours? So I did that for decades, too. I was like, so lazy.
Yeah. No, I hated lugging those big bastards around.
Yeah,
I keep seeing the comments, Casey. That is like a totally new thing. I keep getting thrown off. I think it's my instant messenger, like my wife telling me, "Hey, make sure you get some milk." Oh, okay.
Just showing everyone that we actually have some viewers here. What's up, Peter? Kat, they came to see you, right? Kat, your co-host.
See, that's not a nice comment. She should have said, "Everyone looks amazing." That's just rude, Kat.
Rob Hill in the hizzy. Who is Michael Rosenbaum? This guy thinks they think that I look like Michael Rosenbaum.
He's the guy that played Lex Luthor in Smallville. He's got his own podcast. Isn't that the guy?
That sounds familiar.
I'm not sure.
I'm wrong.
Ray is more of a showman than a singer, so this is like someone
That's
knows
my
me
drummer
personally.
buddy. Yeah, he's known me since we were like 10, so he'll probably start insulting me in the comments like that, you know. But no, it's funny because when we played together, there's a whole section of the show where there's like 4 songs where I just go backstage and drink beer. And before I leave the stage, I always would say, you know, I'm not a gifted singer. I'm not even the best singer in my own band. And then I would just walk off, and James, the drummer, would sing the next 4 songs. And I would just circle around to the bar, get beers, and hang out in the crowd, and then just wander back on stage when it was time to start over again.
That's rock star life right there. That's when you know you got LSD, lead singer disease. You just walk off the stage and wander around.
I used to do it all the time. It's just, you know, but when you play with actual, like, I was very fortunate to play with musicians. Like, I'm not a musician, so I always picked guys. My one thing was that since I can play all the instruments, just be better than me at it. So I was very fortunate to find real musicians to play with over the years. And it makes a big difference. It really does, especially if you're just there to drink beer and, you know, hang out. That's it's a big bonus.
All right.
Sounds like a good gig.
It is a good gig, but it doesn't pay. That's the problem.
No, it takes more from you than it gives back to you.
Have you looked at what they still pay bands? It hasn't changed since like 1979. Like a local band makes like $100 for a gig still.
Oh, I thought you were talking about major labels. Like, I actually understood the formula for paying out most major acts, and they were terrible too. I mean, going into music is a terrible idea.
Yeah, unless you look like Eddie Vedder, because I don't think that guy can sing for shit. So, unless you look like him and you have the stage presence like Eddie Vedder, because I was just making fun of them the other day on our podcast about like Pearl Jam. Everyone talks about how great they are, but I sat my ass down and I watched a video, and I was just so distraught by what I saw. Like, the band were high as fuck, falling down on the stage, hopping around like idiots, and Eddie Vedder was holding the whole thing down. Like, he could have put anybody up there with him. Yeah. Unfortunately, he can't sing, but you know, what are you going to do? If you're that charismatic, it doesn't really fucking matter.
I used to wonder if he was putting it on because he was so like, yeah, better when I talk, really.
I think he was, man. Like, I really do.
You think it was a put on?
I think it was the show of shows. Like, I think he's a lot better than he lets on. But once again, he was so stoned at the time.
Yeah. You hear interviews, they're like, is this Eddie Vedder? Is this Stallone? Is this Rocky?
Right.
Well, people want to listen to the topic that Casey posted. I know that's why they're here. I know they're not here for you, Ray.
I got time. Let's do something.
All right, Casey, go ahead. Tell us what your idea is for today's show.
All right. Well, it went over so well last week with the best of the 1990s movies. So this week, and this is why Ray is here. We had our Facebook and Instagram groups pick the best of the 1980s, the best movies of the 1980s, and we haven't named that list yet. I have an idea here for a bracket that people will be able to fill out and then win a bunch of prizes if they get the bracket exactly right. I got a ton of stuff here. A lot of the stuff has to do with guests that we've had on the podcast. I'll go over the prizes at the end.
The prizes are everything you see behind Casey right now. You can have your pick at any one of his toys, any one of his signed memorabilia. It's yours if you win.
Not everything. There's a few things here that I'm giving away, but not everything.
There's a naked DVD behind you. You said to me one time, you're like, this isn't being seen, right? It's too blurry. I'm like, don't worry, nobody can see. It's a porn DVD.
No, that's over here. I made sure that's not here. I made sure that wasn't in the shot.
I'm pretty sure I'm looking right at it over your shoulder. It's that it's that red one.
No,
everybody's going to zoom in.
Not even in the shot.
All right.
It's not even in the shot.
This is live. We can't censor this now, Casey.
I know. Look, Ray's trying to get a closer look.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a closer look, but I could have just zoomed in like an idiot.
All right, so we went high tech here with the bracket for this show because we're gonna do it like last week. I'll name the bracket, and then you guys will pick your winners, and then we'll see how you match up next week with the group. So I wrote the bracket down here so I can keep track of it, which I didn't do on last week's show. So I'm pretty sure
better. This time you used a pen.
Week I missed a bunch of things. So the top 16 movies of the 1980s that our group picked: Ghostbusters, Platoon, The Terminator, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Beetlejuice, Full Metal Jacket, The Goonies, Batman, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Lethal Weapon, Empire Strikes Back, Caddyshack, Die Hard, Aliens, The Lost Boys, and Back to the Future, Part 1.
Now, to be clear, these weren't all the things sent in. These were just the ones that had multiple votes.
Right. Yeah. We got we got over 70 comments. I believe 70 movies were sent in, and these were the top 16. These are the ones that had the most votes, multiple votes.
So I saw the list. Some of the other ones were pretty. Wow, I forgot about some of those. Somebody said their favorite movie of the year is Emmanuel 4.
Yeah, that was you.
That's that's not a bad movie. Come on. Is there technically a bad movie in that series?
I'm gonna be honest, I have never seen them. And
really,
we had Prism. I keep talking about it on the show with people. What the fuck is Prism? Prism was like our cable channel in Philly, and their adults only stuff was like the same 5 over and over and over. And Emmanuel wasn't it. So any kind of naughty kids adult stuff just never really got on my radar.
Because Skinamax is what we used to call Cinemax After Dark. Used to play those movies all the time.
Yeah, wasn't Shannon Tweed in those movies? Was she in any of the Emmanuels?
I don't think so. This was like some foreign chick.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, to the list.
All right.
Ghostbusters versus Platoon. Ghostbusters was released June 7th, 1984. After the team of scientists lose their cushy positions in a university in New York City, they decide to become Ghostbusters to wage a high-tech battle with the supernatural for money. They stumble upon another dimension, then they must save New York from complete destruction. You guys remember Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
I remember standing in line for it twice and getting turned away because I couldn't get into the damn theater because it was so full. There was such a line for it. Really? Everybody wanted to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't go anywhere and not see something about Ghostbusters when this thing came out. It was huge.
I actually just watched it recently, and I don't know what I thought I saw as a kid, but there's a couple like pretty raunchy scenes in there. Like,
oh yeah. I'm
not sure when I, saw that with my family around in the family room that I had any idea why he was getting his pants unbuckled. Like, I just didn't understand. Isaac, I was taking his pants off. What?
Isn't it great that this is considered a family movie?
Yeah. Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. This is considered one of the greatest family movies of all time. And there's Ray Stantz getting basically a blowjob from a ghost. And this is a family movie.
Couldn't do that today.
No.
The 80s had a funny version of PG. I remember it's like, all right, let's sit and watch Airplane. It's PG. Breasts everywhere. It's like, wow, times have really changed. Well, Ghostbusters for me, that's we talked about the last episode where there's certain movies that are just the pinnacle of the best of the decade. That's going to be up there for me. Ghostbusters is a great one for me.
Yeah. But do you remember Platoon?
Not really, because as I also said on our last episode, as a kid, I stayed away from sad stuff. If it was too real, I wasn't into it. I was into the fantasy, the comedy, the horror. Yeah.
You know, this isn't a fair fight, Casey, really, because Platoon's an all right movie. I mean, it's Oliver Stone who gets more credit than he deserves, obviously, because he's always does these artsy-fartsy versions of like War or whatever he does, JFK. And but you know what always boggles my mind about a movie like Platoon? He spent $6 million to make it, and they made $140 million. Like, how's that even possible?
Yeah. Well, I know it's not a fair fight, Ray. This is how brackets work.
Well, I gotta ask: was it random?
No. Ghostbusters. I did it just like a sports bracket. So Ghostbusters was our number 1 seed, and Platoon was the last seed. So that's how this works here.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
Platoon wasn't it huge? Like, it was a massive award winner. Because I remember they were shoving it down your throat in the commercials.
Academy Award and Best Picture, Best Director, but I think it had multiple nominations. It's really not that great, if I'm being honest. It has so many big stars in it. It's got Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, Willem Dafoe. Who am I forgetting?
Charlie Sheen, you say him?
Yeah. Keith David. Forrest Whitaker. Those are the ones I remember. So it's a good movie, but there's better war movies from the 80s.
I mixed it up with Red Dawn because I was about to go Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen.
Well, like I said, the dialogue's so bad, that's why you can't remember who's in it. Like, it could have been Patrick Swayze because the dialogue's so generic. Like, Charlie Sheen's character, I think he's writing home to his grandmother. Like, really? You're in Vietnam, like, snorting, doing heroin and drinking beers all day, and you're writing to your grandmother at night? Come on.
Oh, by the way, Ray, you're going to notice a theme of when Casey's supposed to show the movie poster, he forgets. And then, like, out of the blue, like he did just there, he and I both started laughing because we knew he did it. He's like, oh, shit, I got to hit.
Where's our Ghostbusters one?
We had Ghostbusters up.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
I must have missed it. I was daydreaming. Sorry.
I have a lot going on here. All right.
You are doing a fantastic job. Hold this ship together. Come on.
All right. So Platoon. This you always know when a big movie is when a movie was big when it's comes out Christmas Eve, right? It wasn't that always.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think
in the
80s. This came out in what was it? December, like
December
Christmas time?
24th, 1986.
Yeah, that's a summer blockbuster right there. Like, come on, man.
All right. So moving on for both of you would be Ghostbusters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And up next, The Terminator versus Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The Terminator, October 26th, 1984. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a cyborg assassin sent back in time to kill Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton. Screenplay credited to James Cameron, produced Gan Ale Hurd, co-written by William Wisher. You guys remember Terminator? Was this a big movie for you guys in the 80s?
Yes. Terminator's a big one.
Not for me. Terminator 2 was the big one. Yeah,
but
Terminator 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Terminator 2 is a much bigger movie. But this is where you get the I'll be back line. This is where it all starts. So, I mean, that's kind of huge. I'm torn on this one because I I really like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like, that's one of my favorite movies. I love movies about high school and how kids act, and I just think like the Phoebe Cates scene. If for that alone, I would put this movie through.
Just for the what if like Judge Reinhold's character was a Terminator? Then it would be like the best movie of all time for you.
If they could combine the two, that would be something.
Yeah, so I didn't see too much of the first Terminator. It was kind of, I saw the second one. The second one had the amazing special effects. And maybe then I would go back and see the first one and just go, it's kind of lame. I remember thinking it was lame. I've seen it since, and I've turned my mind, my opinion around. But yeah, it didn't really get me the first time.
But that's it. You have the exact same opinion that Arnold had about the movie. Well, he was on the set of Conan the Destroyer, and someone asked him about I think it was Destroyer, might have been Barbarian, but he was getting ready to start the Terminator. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing some shitty B movie called, the Terminator. It's just like the Exterminator, whatever." So he was not down to do this movie, and then he said once he got there, he got excited. But when they told him about this, he was not having it. So
was it James Cameron's first movie then?
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe James Cameron is that awesome that, hey, it's one of my first movies, but let me turn your opinion around.
Well, once again, this was, they filmed a lot of this guerrilla style.
There he goes. He posted it.
Yeah, there it is.
Good job. You haven't missed one yet, technically.
Yeah, the Terminator was a lot of, we don't have a permit for this. We're going to do it anyways. Like Arnold talks about that quite a bit. Like even the stunts, like a lot of the stunts on this movie were done without a permit. Like at one point, they actually convinced a cop that they were in film school doing a project, and the cop was like, just finish up."
Really, I've never heard any of that.
Yeah.
As we've been digging into this stuff, Case, doing this show, it's crazy how in my mind these productions were they were made by the greatest artists on the planet,
Yeah.
billions of dollars, the best talent the world has, and then you find out it's really like shitty businessmen who know nothing about what a good movie is.
They just do things. It's just like another quick Terminator fun fact for you. The studio recommended O.J. Simpson to play the Terminator, and Cameron said no one will believe him as a killer.
Still true to this day.
Still true to this day.
Apparently he was right. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Let me comment on that real fast, because that had a lot of heavy topics, and at my age when I saw it, I didn't really get it. Right, the abortion topic was pretty heavy. The stoners, and then the car smashing, like that was just fun stuff. This, I didn't know what I was really watching. I had no idea what Judge Reinhold was doing in the bathroom when Phoebe Cates was swimming. So like a lot of it was I just over my head. Later I saw it and I was like, okay, I get this. This is good.
Yeah.
This is
good. Phoebe, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, August 13th, 1982. Sean Penn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Judge Reinhold, Phoebe Cates. Also marks early appearances by several actors who later became stars: Nicolas Cage, Eric Stoltz, Forrest Whitaker, and Anthony Edwards.
Nicolas Cage was in. What did he do?
He's the stoner buddy of Spicoli. Him and Eric Stoltz, that's their roles.
I did not realize that.
And it also has my favorite Martian, Ray Walston.
Yes. Yeah, Ray Walston. Absolutely. I didn't realize this when I was doing the research on this, and by research I mean copying this from Wikipedia. Based on 1981 book Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a true story, Cameron Crowe went undercover at Claremont High School in San Diego and wrote about his experiences.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That an adult went back to high school and just hung out with a bunch of stoner kids who were getting people pregnant and then wrote a book about it?
That's called a pervert.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like actually like some of the 80s movies. Like wasn't that like a thing that they did in a bunch of 80s movies?
21 Jump
pretty
Street
much.
was a show. I think that counts.
What was the movie? There was a movie where a girl went back to high school. She was like a journalist, and she went back to high school as a
That
as
was
a man, as a boy.
that
Just
was
one of the boys.
just one of the guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That chick's
was a good
hot
one.
though.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So moving on for you guys, Terminator or Fast Times?
I'm going to pick Fast Times because it mattered more when I saw it than the first time I saw Terminator. I probably didn't really fall in love with the Terminator until a couple of years after I saw the second one.
Yeah, I got to go with Fast Times. Just a better movie overall,
All
and it's got Phoebe Cates.
According to you, this movie might win because of Phoebe Cates.
It might.
All right. Next up, we have Beetlejuice versus Full Metal Jacket. Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton, March 30th, 1988. Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, they die in a car accident, find themselves stuck haunting their country residence, unable to leave the house. Catherine O'Hara, Jeffrey Jones, Winona Ryder move in, and they try to scare them away, and then they attract Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton. You guys remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a great one.
Yeah, I saw this in the theater, actually. It's a great movie. But Full Metal Jacket is also amazing. This is how you do a war movie right here.
Yeah. Let's get everyone's thoughts on Beetlejuice, and then we'll talk about Full Metal Jacket, because I have a little bit to say about Full Metal Jacket as well.
Well, I don't have anything to say about it because it's another one of them serious movies that I knew was awesome, and I've seen pieces of it, but sitting through it I couldn't do it. Now, Beetlejuice, right up my alley. Like the stupid, silly horror special effects comedy, Michael Keaton, we come for your daughter, Chuck. Like I used to walk around the house and do like a really bad Beetlejuice impression. That's a perfect kids movie. Like that is just one of the reasons the 80s was so awesome.
Beetlejuice is a complete pervert, and this is considered a family movie. Like once again, like it just boggles my mind what we got away with in the 80s as far as what was considered a family movie.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. For some reason I was thinking about that today. We knew it was shitty behavior, but just nobody did anything about it. I don't know why, but
here's the funny part. Like I was older when this one came out, but other movies like in the 80s, like you laugh even though you didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So, like, for guys who are a little younger than me, like, Beetlejuice is one of those movies where you're laughing at things that Michael Keaton's saying, even though you don't really understand what he's saying at the time. That's what I love about these 80s movies. They're like, this is how they judged PG and G. They're like, will kids figure it out? I don't think so. All right, PG it. Let the parents figure it out.
Yeah, it really did feel like for a while, it's like for a movie to be a kid's movie, it had to be PG, and for anything else that a kid wouldn't sit through, like a drama, even if it wasn't an R-rated drama, they throw some curses in to get it hard. So it became more of a marketing toy or ploy than an actual useful rating system.
Yeah.
That is funny. I never thought about Beetlejuice that way, but yeah, now I see him as a total pervert.
All right, Ray, Full Metal Jacket.
Absolutely love this movie. This is one of the greatest movies ever made, in my opinion. Like, if you want to do a war movie, spice it up for me. Give me these idiots. Give me Joker, Gomer Pyle. Give me Sergeant Hartman. Give me characters. Like, I love that this is Kubrick. I love that the guy who wrote the original book, which was called Short Timers. I love that when he met him and he was warned against meeting this guy, that he was like, yeah, our meeting did not go well. So, like, that says a lot about how this guy, came back from the war and all that, and how he felt about the movie and stuff. And this one's dirty. Like, this one feels like a war movie. Yeah. Like, this feels like if me and my dumb friends from the 80s had ended up in Vietnam, this is exactly how we'd acted. Because we wouldn't have known what to do. And we just turned into a fucking comedy. Because that's it's so fucked up. It feels like a comedy almost.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Full Metal Jacket. So, man, I do like that movie a lot.
Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite movies. June 26, 1987. I was 7. I don't know when I saw this movie, but I saw this movie pretty early in life. My dad was in the Marines, and I remember him like watching this with my dad and saying like that's exactly how it was in boot camp. He went to Paris Island, and like just the more respect for him after that, after seeing the shit that they have to deal with in boot camp, like, and also made me realize that I never wanted to be a Marine.
No, this is absolutely the movie that made me not want to go into the military. I was like, I ain't do it. No way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cut it. No.
Yeah, but absolutely incredible movie. One of my favorites, like I said. Tell me the story about Kubrick meeting the writer.
Gustav Hasford. I always want to call him Halford, but I know that's not right. Basically, from what I know of it is he really, really wanted to talk. You know, he talked to the guy on the phone a lot. And he was warned that the dude was like, you know, PTSD, and like, you guys will, and they told him, like, Stanley, you guys are not going to connect. And he kept saying, no, I think we will. And as the story goes, they did get together at Kubrick's house. They had dinner, and it did not go well because Gustav was not happy with certain things that happened in the movie and the way it went. And they walked away from this. They never spoke again. And all Kubrick would say about it is, didn't go well. That's all he said about it. It didn't go well.
Wow. So he made the movie and then met with him. It was after the movie.
Yes.
Oh.
And during the filming, Gustav had actually snuck on set because he was concerned about what was going on. Him and his buddy dressed up in military gear. And someone asked him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I wrote this." And they mistook him for the screenplay writer and let him on set, which made things even worse because now he actually saw parts that he didn't like and was like, that's not how it happened. But he couldn't understand like the way Hollywood works, where you take things and this part might have happened like 3/4 of the way into your story, but we're going to move it up here because for cinematic reasons, it works better. So he didn't like that. You know, because he had a story, and it was a great story, but Hollywood don't work like that. Hollywood just does what the general public wants to see. And that's what pissed him off. And you know what's funny, though? Kubrick's like that, too, because he don't make movies most people want to see.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I think this movie's awesome.
Is that your favorite Kubrick movie, then?
Clockwork Orange is tough not to make my number one because that's the first one I saw his, and that's disturbing as shit. So if I had to pick one of those two, I'd probably go Full Metal Jacket.
What about The Shining?
I like The Shining, but for my money, it didn't make my like when I did my list, because I did my own to see where we were at. Every single movie on the list you guys have made my top 20. So The Shining didn't make my top 20. I think it's a great movie, and I catch a lot of shit for stuff like this because I say dumb shit like this all the time, but Shining, I don't put in my top 20. I got it like 25, 26. But I got bad taste, you know. I probably have I absolutely have Evil Dead 2 ahead of it. I have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 ahead of it. I have Killer Clowns from Outer Space ahead of it. I like what I like. Shining is just all right for me.
How about Eyes Wide Shut? We're like going off course here and creating a whole new episode.
Eyes Wide Shut's good too. But once again, I put it about the same place as The Shining. It's a cool movie, but yeah, I don't think it's meant for me. And there's parts of The Shining that are weird. Like the whole mental telepathy thing. Like, that bothers me. It's like, let's watch more of Jack being crazy. Like Kubrick should have just said, you know what? If this is 2 hours, it should be an hour and 45 minutes of Jack. Like, Jack's dull, lazy boy, whatever. Let's just have Nicholson do whatever the fuck he wants and have Shelley be scared of him. That's the movie.
Yeah, she probably was in real life. I mean, we all were watching it. We're like, this guy's.
You know what? If you're around that,
just filming it.
Jesus Christ, man, that guy's scary.
I heard Stephen King didn't like that adaptation.
No, he actually hates that. That's why they made the other one with it was the dude from like Wings.
Yeah,
the TV
right.
show.
Wasn't it a TV movie?
Yeah, they made a TV version. Then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna blow you away with the TV version," and it's like, really, you want to go toe to toe with Kubrick and Nicholson? That's what you want to do with the guy from a TV show about fucking flying planes? Get out of here.
Yeah,
just let it be, man.
All right, back to the list at hand. Goonies. Oh, wait, who's moving on? Beetlejuice or Full Metal Jacket for you guys?
Oh, I got to be Beetlejuice.
As much as I love Beetlejuice, because with the correct spelling, it's the left star in the Orion constellation, I'm going Full Metal Jacket.
All right. Up next, The Goonies versus Batman. The Goonies, June 7th, 1985, co-produced and directed by Richard Donner, from a screenplay by Chris Columbus, based on a story by executive producer Steven Spielberg. The kids live in a neighborhood in Astoria called Goondocks. They attempt to save their home from foreclosure, and in doing so, they discover an old treasure map that takes them on an adventure. Starring Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Jeff Cohen, Corey Feldman, Bill's buddy, Cary Green, Martha Plimpton, and K. Hugh Kwan. Hopefully I said that correct.
Close enough.
Goonies. You guys fans of the Goonies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this movie's awesome.
You know, we said last week, Casey, I only ever went to the theater to see Jurassic Park with my family. We went to see the Goonies. And when the little nude statue, the little cherub, have you seen the movie, Casey? You look puzzled. Like you didn't start laughing right away, so you don't know what happened. No, I'm not even gonna ruin it. I'm gonna make sure you go see the Goonies, and then you're gonna go, "Oh, I saw that part."
Once again, another one of my podcast buddies refuses to see the Goonies. I did a Patreon video just for him why he should see the Goonies. That's how much I like this movie. Like, I did 10 reasons why he should see this movie. And I if you want it, I'll send it to you because it's absolutely a must-see.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I love, even one last thing, Casey. Have you ever noticed in the end, it has one of those, it's got one of those, like, montages of different scenes, you know, that as they were filming the movie. And all of a sudden, at the end, you see this giant octopus attacking the kids. And I always was like, what? How was there an octopus in the end? But it was never in the movie. And it was like a cut scene that they had to pull out the last minute, but they left that montage. And there's so many little stories in that production that could have its own showcase. I mean, there's a lot going on in the Goonies.
There is so many things about this movie that are just crazy. Like, originally Spielberg told Donner, I want gorillas to escape from the zoo. And because they have red toys in their cage, throughout the movie, you'll get these cutscenes of these gorillas. When they first get out, they steal a golf cart. The golf cart's red. Okay? So as the movie progresses, if you remember, Troy's car is red. Eventually, they steal his car, and the original ending was supposed to be them driving in front of the Goondocks in this car. So Richard Donner says, I'm so sorry, Steven. I lost all the footage of the gorillas because he never wanted that shit in the movie. He was like, this is stupid.
Oh, man. He just lied to Steven Spielberg.
He just totally lied to him. Him and Christopher Columbus were like, yeah, fuck that. We're not doing that. That's dumb. This could ruin our movie. This is our shot.
That's right. Well, who's this guy? Well, he made Jaws, and he's the biggest deal in the world right now. Fuck him. We know better. And they were right. It would have been dumb.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine in that final scene, instead of being on the beach, it was back at the house and a couple of fucking gorillas drove by in Troy's car? Like you'd be going there like, what is this?
Yeah. Bad call, Stevie.
All right. Goonies is a good movie, but it is against Batman.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Batman? June 23rd, 1989, directed by another, this is another Tim Burton movie that made our list. Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, Robert Wool, who we've had on the show. Make sure you go check that out. Pat Hingle, Billy D. Williams, Michael Gough, Jack Palance.
Yeah. When this movie came out, man, this was huge. Batman was everywhere again.
We live by the Jersey Shore. At the beach, every store had T-shirts that had Batman.
I actually bought a
was
gigantic banner of the Batman symbol because I'm a huge Adam West Batman fan. I love the original series. So when this was announced, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Batman's coming back. I'm all in. And then I saw it in the theater once again, and totally amazing. This is a tough one. This is really hard. But as usual, I will give you some stupid trivia about this. Kiefer Sutherland was asked to play Robin in this movie, and he thought it was going to be goofy like the original series, and said, nah, I am not doing that Burt Ward thing, and passed. So originally the idea was to have Michael Keaton and Kiefer Sutherland as Batman and Robin.
Wait a minute. So he passed, and they got rid of the character altogether?
They shit canned the character because that was the only person they wanted to do it.
Wow. So, Ray, let me ask you this. You being a fan of the 66 Batman, which was goofy, and then coming
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's a great show. We had Burt Ward on the show.
Yeah.
But going into then to see this, and it's much darker. What were your thoughts coming out of the theater after it?
I was absolutely happy with this. This movie was fantastic. Dad, that's my kid. He's up to no good. I was absolutely blown away by this movie. Michael Keaton was awesome as Batman. Yeah. Completely awesome.
And remember, nobody thought that he was going to be any good.
Everybody.
All the storylines were about how bad it was going to be because they picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, everybody was. See, the media was all saying they picked the wrong guy, but the rest of us were like, "Oh, I can't wait for this movie." And like from the very opening scene, it goes up in the sky, get your bat signal, it drops back down. Awesome. I love that movie. You got Danny Elfman doing the music. You got Billy D. Who's cooler than Billy D. Williams? Like, he could have been Batman, for Christ's sake. And no one would have batted an eyelash.
Yeah. Was our buddy Gregory Scott Cummins was in this too, right?
He was in the second one. But
the second one?
Part, which makes me think that there was probably something bigger for him. But yeah, it was he was one of the clown thugs.
And I got to say, I have been pushing for this for probably about 10 years. I want a remake of Batman with Bruce Campbell and Jason Mewes as Batman and Robin. I think the two of them could do this justice in the style of the 66 version.
Ah.
See, that's what I want. I want to bring back that fun campy shit and get those two involved. But, my cries have fell upon deaf ears.
Have you pitched this idea to either one of them?
I've sent it to everyone. I've sent it to Kevin Smith. I've sent it to Jason, Bruce. I post this probably nonstop at least twice a month. I really want this to happen. I just think it would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
You'd watch anything. That's terrible. It's a terrible idea. No, I'm kidding. Have you seen the new they're making a new Flash movie? Have you seen the trailer for that?
No.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
Does it look good?
It has something to do with 1989 Batman.
Oh, are you talking about Keaton coming back? Is that what you're talking
about?
All
right, so you know about it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I do know he's coming back. That's actually pretty exciting because he was a great Batman. Yeah. And I think I'm one of the few people who think all the actors did great as Batman. A lot of people disagree with me and think, oh, how can you say Clooney or Kilmer were good Batman? And I'm like, I personally think it's hard to fuck up Batman. It's really hard.
I think they gave George Clooney a script to sort of be that old Adam West Batman. I mean, that wasn't really. I don't know that was his fault. He's a good actor. That they said, hey, we want Batman to be this way now. That's what I think. Where I think it went wrong.
Yeah, well, it did. Yeah, and it was cartoony. So, but like Christian Bale, you know what? He's even a good Batman. But for me, he's always going to be American Psycho. So for like, I'm watching that movie like, holy fuck, American Psycho is Batman now. Like, I can't get it out of my head the whole time I'm watching that movie. Like, God, them stupid business cards really messed his head up, and now he's Batman. Damn it.
My all-time favorite version of Batman so far is on this show. It's called Titans, and it's a show about the Teen Titans kind of growing up, and they have a version of Bruce Wayne, and it's the best version of Bruce. I'm not even joking. Like, the show has a lot of problems. It's a show that maybe it's not the best acted show, it's not the best written show, but when the guy who I don't even know who he is. When the guy who plays Bruce Wayne comes in, I'm like, this guy. I want to see this guy because he's like. You're learning how Bruce Wayne handled his quote kids, right? Because Dick Grayson was a kid in a way to him, a son. And then I forget the name of the other Robin. So like they see what Batman actually went through as a father, and to see how bad he actually was as a father is kind of fucking fascinating. So take a look at Titans if you get a chance.
No, definitely. So what are you gonna pick here, Bill?
I don't want to pick. I mean, that's too hard. Batman probably. God, I love Goonies so much. I've seen it 1,000 times. Batman probably made a bigger impression on me. I'm gonna have to go with Batman by a hair.
I gotta go Goonies. So I think Casey's gotta actually pick which one wins.
All right. Well, no, we'll get that. I mean, that'll be in the next line of bracket. All right. Moving on. Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Lethal Weapon. So, Raiders of the Lost Ark, released June 12th, 1981. Story by George Lucas, Philip Kaufman, directed by Steven Spielberg. Everybody knows the story of Indiana Jones. I'm not going to get into that. How were you guys? What were your guys' thoughts on Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, when this came out?
When it came out, that one didn't get me. I was a little later. I got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That was my first Indiana Jones. When I went back to it a couple years later, or months later, or whatever, I was probably like, "Wow, now I got to see the other one." I remember it wasn't as fun, and I remember being kind of bummed by it. I'm like, "It's just not as fun." As that was the exact voice I had as a kid.
Yeah, Temple is more fun, absolutely. But Harrison Ford is my favorite actor of all time because he is Indy and he's Han. So when Raiders came out, absolutely, I was 9 years old. So I was blown away by like, holy crap, Han Solo is this dude? And it doesn't feel like the same character. So I was like really into this. And just that whole old style, because my all-time favorite movie is King Kong. The 1933 version, because it's just an adventure to nowhere. And for me, when I saw Raiders, that's when I started getting that feeling of like King Kong. And it's just such a good movie. And it's got such iconic characters. So I feel bad for Lethal Weapon right here because, when a movie has your favorite actor of all time, man. See, this is what I got to put up with, the comments. But, Harrison Ford is going to win for me every time, most likely, unless it's Witness.
Oh, I liked Witness. That wasn't bad.
It's not a bad movie, but it's not top shelf Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah. I remember being on a big Harrison Ford kick, and then he put out, what was the one about mosquitoes? And I'm like, oh, this one.
Mosquitoes.
I can't get through this one. What was that called? Mosquito? Something.
Shit, what is it called? It doesn't matter because now we got to talk about Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
let me just say about.
Go ahead.
I can tell you about Raiders. I just want to say a few things about Raiders. The thing that was so amazing about that movie is the storytelling, the acting, everything was dead on. In that fantasy world, that's what I didn't get the first time that I totally picked up on the second time. And it also, I remember feeling like I'm watching an adult movie. Like when that guy's face melted in the end.
Oh yeah.
I was friggin' horrified. I was like, whoa, I'm a little kid watching this. I shouldn't be watching this. I'm just getting away with it. Wow. And I remember like, it's hard to get that out of your head. My son,
Absolutely.
who's now 17, he plays those Lego video games like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they have
that game's a lot of fun, man.
They're great.
They're
That
so
and the
good.
Star Wars Lego games and the Avengers Lego games, he had them all. And we would play them and they're fun. But he started playing those games, so he's like, let me watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I'm thinking, or let me see an Indiana Jones movie. And I'm thinking, which one? All right, and the second one, and he rips the guy's heart out. Can't do that.
Now see,
Third one,
with my kids, I just started from the beginning.
I should have.
I went Raiders, Temple. I went right through the order. And when we got done with The Last Crusade, he goes, "Is there any more?" And I went, yeah, there's another one. And I was like, and here's the crazy part. When I rewatched Crystal Skull with him, I loved it.
Really?
I was ready to walk out of the theater when I saw it. I was so mad. And it wasn't until like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years went by when he asked me to watch it again. I was like I was heartbroken. I was like, oh my God. And then I watched, and now I love that movie. So that's just the crazy shit. But I think it's because that movie was so hyped. Like everyone thought Crystal Skull was gonna be awesome and the return to glory. And for us that grew up with Indy, we were like, oof, this is kind of hard to swallow.
It killed it for me right away when he swings into the car and he's like, oh, thought that would be closer. It's like, we don't want to see Indy like going through like aches and pains of an old man. This, and like his depth perception's off. I can't see as well as I used to. Yeah, no, it wasn't for me. I want to circle real back to the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The scene about the melting, but just to show you how kids are different now than we were then. I'm letting him watch the Raiders of the Lost Ark finally. I showed him like pieces of things. I should have shown him Raiders of the Lost Ark just and went through it. I remember thinking, melting face. I gotta be here and make sure he doesn't see the melting face. I lost track. I got a phone call. I went upstairs. I came down as the melting face was happening.
Well, how old was he?
Oh, he could have been 5 or 6.
Oh, that's fine.
I did it. I fucked up. This is gonna kill him. Because I had movies that I had seen like that as a kid that I just
absolutely
sleep again. He turns around to me and he goes, "That looks stupid. That was fake. That was clearly a wax dummy that just melted." I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
Things are so different now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is up against Lethal Weapon, released March 6, 1987, directed and co-produced by Richard Donner. Written by Shane Black, co-produced by Joel Silver, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Gary Busey, Tom Atkins, Darlene Love, and Mitchell Ryan. Mismatched LAPD detectives, Riggs and Murdaugh work together as partners. That's basically the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this one gets points for Tom Atkins because any movie that has him is automatically good. Yeah, absolutely.
Casey just met him yesterday. He's like, we're waiting for somebody to say Tom Atkins to show off the interview or the autograph.
When he posted the picture of him with him, I was like, oh my God, I wish I was in that picture.
Dude, real quick, I got a really funny story about that meeting before we move on. They write down my name on a little post-it note so he knows how to spell it when he signs the post-it note. I paid for the autograph and the photo, so he just signed my name, Casey, and stands up and he goes, "Thanks, George." And like he's 84, so I was like, I don't know if he's fucking with me or if he just clearly just forgot.
We have tried to get him on our podcast.
Oh, dude!
From day one, he was on my list.
I asked him. I said, "Tom, how does someone get a hold of you to be on the podcast? To be on a podcast?" He goes, "Nope."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, he's
Gotta be
great.
the
Though.
computers. He probably just doesn't want to deal with all that shit. Like, God bless Tom Skerritt when we interviewed him. Like, he just some of the stuff we didn't show was like he's like this stupid technology, and it's totally not his universe. So yeah, I if I were Tom Atkins' age, I'd probably be like, no, I'll go to conferences and I'll do face to face. But you're gonna make me talk to a computer screen? No.
Yeah. But we're barely able to do it. Imagine how they feel.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, Bill, was Lethal Weapon, was this a big one for you? Did you like this movie? You
No,
don't
I've
like
seen
real
everyone.
life, do you?
No, this didn't feel like real life. This felt like good action adventure, but I saw them. They didn't stick with me. I remember the part where he was stuck to the toilet and the bomb was on the toilet. I'm not even sure which one that was, but like that's the only scene that I really
That's like
remember.
the opening scene of one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
this
all I
is the one where the chick ODs and jumps off of the balcony, and that's Tom Atkins' daughter, and blah blah blah. Great, fantastic Christmas movie. They tie this into Christmas so well. Like, if you pay attention, there's like a plastic Santa Claus on a ceiling. Like, they really did a good job with that. But I go Raiders this round.
Same for you, Bill?
Yeah, it's got to be Raiders.
All right. Raiders. Moving on. Next up. Oh, we forgot. Did I show Lethal Weapon there?
There it is.
Forgot that. All right. Was Joe Pesci in one of them?
He was, but not the first one.
Yeah, not the first one. All right.
Chris Rock was in one too. Chris
Who?
Rock was in the fourth one. Chris Rock.
There's a fourth one?
Well, when you get desperate, you start bringing in whoever you can pull into these things.
Yeah. I heard Emo Phillips was going to be in the fifth one.
Shut up.
He was going to actually replace Mel Gibson.
All right. Next up. The Empire Strikes Back versus Caddyshack. Let's start with The Empire Strikes Back. Released May 21st, 1980, directed by Irvin Kershner. And you guys can explain the story of Star Wars if no one knows. I know you guys are probably both big fans of this movie. So what do you got?
Well, I'll tell you what I think is interesting about this. George Lucas didn't direct it. Irvin Kershner directed it. And this is like most people's favorite Star Wars movie. People love this one more than all of them. I like it. It's on the darker side. It's that fantasy stuff. So yeah, I picked this one over Caddyshack because I didn't get most of the Caddyshack jokes. But just I remember always being fascinated. I was like, George Lucas is supposed to be this genius, but he didn't direct this movie that everybody likes. What does that really mean? And and then I remember seeing RoboCop 2, and it was Irvin Kershner directing. I was like, RoboCop 2 is dog shit. How did this guy direct Empire Strikes Back? It's a fascinating movie to me just because it's not really, all George. It's this seasoned director. His influence made this special.
Yeah.
I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, Empire is amazing because George is able to finally let go and let other people help him. Like Lawrence Kasdan really, really had a lot to do with this movie. And it's weird because there's no conclusion to this movie. It just sets up Return of the Jedi. Yeah. But there's so many iconic parts of this thing. It's like, man. And once again, here comes Billy D. Just being Billy D, being awesome, stealing the scene. So,
you think of any movie that had a part in its trilogy that wasn't a happy ending? Like, I didn't know a movie that couldn't have a happy ending in the 80s. That was the first movie that had kind of a sad ending.
That's the weird thing about cinema is the happy ending was almost a given, and to this day, I still want the happy ending. I want the good guys to win. I like that. And I know it's cliche and stupid, but I always want the good guys to win at the end. When the movie ends poorly, I'm like, what? Why you make me watch this? I want the good guys to win. So, but Empire is one of those movies where nobody wins. It's just a setup. So, is it my favorite? I don't think so. I think the first Star Wars is still my favorite because it's the introduction to all the characters and stuff. And And Return of the Jedi for me was the first movie that I saw in an actual theater instead of a drive-in. So Empire for me kind of gets lost in between those two things. So I like
How old are you,
Empire.
Ray?
I'm 50.
I'm 47. I have the same exact answer as you. Yeah. I think we're the only ones that say that. It did kind of get lost between two giant periods in our life.
Yeah,
Star Wars was so big and Return of the Jedi was so big.
Yeah,
this was
they're
big-ish.
just they were huge. So I think those ones kind of get lost in the mix between those two. But for 99% of people outside of me and Bill will say this is the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah. Same.
I have nothing to say about it. I've only ever seen the very first Star Wars. So, moving on.
How are you reviewing movies?
Notice I'm just naming the movies.
I have to ask though, what's your all-time favorite movie?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I would have to go with probably Full Metal Jacket.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
I like real life stuff.
All right.
I like the nitty gritty, not the fantasy world that you guys live in.
Hey, I'm Gen X, man. What do you want from me?
My second favorite movie is Big Top Pee-wee. So don't, he doesn't.
All right. Like for us, we're just like in between. Our goal is like when the boomers go away, just let the millennials take over and we just keep coasting in the middle. That's our goal. We're just going to keep watching movies and checking out music and let somebody else be in charge. That's our goal.
All right. Moving on. Caddyshack. Release date July 25th, 1980. So the same year as Empire Strikes Back. Directed by Harold Ramis, stars Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight, Michael O'Keefe, and Bill Murray. It's just basically the day on a golf course. You guys fans of this movie?
I think this fight's unfair because you're putting a comedy against a sci-fi movie, but you're just not putting a comedy against it. You're putting one of the greatest comedies ever written against Empire. So that's a tough fight right there.
I like
that's how this bracket breaks down, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
Try my Chevy Chase impression. You do drugs, Danny? Every day. Good.
Every day.
It was another one for me where the jokes were just a little bit over my head, but after seeing it, it's an amazing comedy. But it's not going to be the Star Wars phenomenon for me.
For me, I think Caddyshack wins this round because of iconic lines and like Chevy Chase, Rodney, Ted,
Doesn't
Bill
get
Murray,
better than that.
Cinderella story. I mean, this one just has so much going on. The original edit was 4 hours long.
Holy
for this
shit.
movie, and they didn't keep it. Like what they cut and hit the floor will never be seen.
Gone.
It's gone because they didn't know people would want to see it.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Caddyshack is one of those movies where you're just like when you see it as a kid, you're like, yeah, this is Dancing Gopher, ha ha ha, and then you see it as an adult, and you're like, oh my god, this is a completely different movie than what I thought I was watching.
Yeah.
And it's just one-liner after one-liner. And once again, much like Phoebe, Cindy Morgan, get to see her titties. So, I don't know. I didn't get to see Fisher's...
There's a theme here.
I didn't get to see Carrie Fisher's boobs in Empire, so... I'm actually going Caddyshack this round. Even though I love Harrison, I love Chevy Chase and Bill Murray. So, I got to go Caddyshack this round.
I'm with you on that one. Caddyshack for me, one of the best. It's definitely my top 5, top 10 for sure. Me and my friends, we quoted this movie constantly. My buddy Dustin, man, he can do the Ted Knight christening the boat. He does that thing like still to this day, and it'll get me laughing.
It's funny when you were talking about the footage that they didn't use. They're like, back then they're like, what are we ever going to do with this shit? It's not like anybody's going to ever see it. And now it's, where's the DVD cut, the left out
Yeah.
footage.
Where's our 5-hour Schneider cut of this movie? Where is it?
Yeah. I was watching something just the other day, and I'm blanking on what it was, but it was clearly a stunt man doing the stunt, and it was supposed to be an illusion. Like, you were supposed to look to the left and not pay attention that the guy, his face wasn't really Tom Cruise. And I was like, back then they thought, who's going to go and notice this? Now we're stopping every damn frame and we're putting it on the internet. They had no idea this was ever going to be.
Yeah, they never knew that.
All right, so Bill, moving on for you.
Bill's going to do the next one. I got to piss, so I'll be right back.
All right. Next one, Die Hard versus Aliens. All right, Die Hard was released July 22nd, 1988, directed by Hey bud. Directed by John McTiernan, starring Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, Alexander Goodenough, and Bonnie Bedelia. Hopefully I said that right, not sure. New York City policeman John McClane visiting his wife and 2 daughters on Christmas Eve. He joins her at a holiday party in the headquarters of the Japanese-owned business she works for, but the festivities are interrupted by a group of terrorists who take over the exclusive high-rise and everyone in it. Very soon, McClane realizes that there's no one to save the hostages but him. We had talked about this movie twice before in previous episodes, on our Christmas movie episode, and also on our the first movies of actors, first bad movies of actors. But remember, I threw this one in as a
famous Casey curveball.
Yeah, the old Casey curveball, because this was actually Alan Rickman's first movie.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
So was this big for you when it came out, Bill? No, I'm gonna say no because you don't like real life.
Well, it's kind of running in the same theme. Yeah. The one that was bigger for me was the third one with Samuel L. Jackson. I think it was called Vengeance or something. What was it called?
Yeah.
What was the third one called?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed that one more. But it was good. It was a great movie. Great movie. Anytime it was on, I'd watch it. But it doesn't have the big memorable scenes like, for some reason, the third one did for me.
Yeah, I think by the third one they had a lot more money to run with, and they had another big star in it. Right, Bruce Willis was the only major star at the time in the first one. Right. Who was in the second one?
I can't even remember.
Are we talking Die Hard?
Yeah. I don't remember the second one, but
Phillips.
You're muted.
He got so excited he muted himself.
Yeah. Look at that. I was going to say Emo Phillips. I was going to do my Emo Phillips joke.
Oh, you should have.
And I blew it with my mute button and my barking dogs.
All right, Ray, were you a fan of Die Hard?
Oh, Die Hard's another great Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So, Alan Rickman, classic Nakatomi Plaza scene. This is a movie I watch every year. This is in my Christmas rotation with Lethal Weapon and, A Christmas Story and Gremlins and, any movie like that. So, Die Hard's amazing. Let's see. What do I got for stupid trivia for this one? Oh, I bet you didn't know this. Because this was considered a remake of The Detectives, they actually had to offer the role of John McClane to Frank Sinatra first.
What?
Which at the time he was 70 and declined. But contractually, you can Google that shit if you want, but they actually had to offer. They actually had to offer it to Frank Sinatra because of a old fucking movie that they based this off of, and somehow in the contract wording, they were like, hey, no, for all eternity until he dies, Frank has to be offered this role before anyone else. And it wasn't originally called John McClane. They changed the name and everything, but they still did it.
Can you imagine Frank Sinatra crawling through those
oh my God. You know what? I almost wanted to see it. Like him crawling through, smoking cigarettes, and like just singing songs as he's crawling through. It would almost be like a Hudson Hawk, where he's like timing out everything to songs and shit. It would be so awesome.
Wow, Hudson Hawk. That goes.
Now I want to see that movie.
Oh,
You're not familiar with Hudson Hawk?
I'm not now.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
No, I want to see. I mean, I want to see Hudson Hawk, but I want to see Frank Sinatra as playing John McClane.
Oh, dude, I think that would have been awesome. I think if I was Frank, I would have fucking accepted.
Hell yeah!
I would have been like, hell yeah, I'm in. And then it'd been like, oh my God, what have we done?
Oh man, that would have been awesome. All right, so Die Hard versus Aliens, released July 18th, 1986, directed by James Cameron, starring Sigourney Weaver. After floating in space for 57 years, Lieutenant Ripley's shuttle is found by a deep space salvage team. They only find one survivor, a 9-year-old girl played by Carrie Henn. You guys fans of this movie?
Oh yeah.
definitely. What came
I
first?
coulda guessed that.
Aliens?
Yeah, the
Aliens?
first.
Go ahead. We're on a little delay here.
Yeah, the very first one, Aliens.
Was Aliens before?
Aliens is a sequel.
Yeah.
Because Aliens came out in 79.
I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
okay.
a question now. I'm going to force this thing out. Did Aliens come before or after Terminator 2? Because James Cameron did both of those. Which one was his breakout movie? I can't remember.
I don't know. Keep talking, I'll find out.
I think it's Aliens.
Were you a big Alien guy?
I think it goes Alien, Terminator, whatever else he did, then man,
True Lies was in there at some point.
True Lies is like
2
92.
Terminator 2 came out July 3rd, 1991, so definitely after Aliens.
Yeah, I think this is probably his, this is the blockbuster for him, the first one. But once again, memory's weird, so we could be completely forgetting some gigantic blockbuster he did in the meantime.
Remember he did The Abyss and nobody went to see it? That might have been like a fly. I think that was a fly for him. Oh, man. But Aliens, and I remember seeing the first Alien and going, oh, that's cool. The monster popped out of his chest. That's memorable. And then you go and you see this. And it's just like the biggest. And again, you can't. I hate that we don't think much about Jim Cameron these days. Like he hasn't done a whole lot since Avatar, unfortunately. But he better be remembered because he creates worlds and they're huge.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I mean, the end when that Queen and Ripley in that giant machine, you see it all the time. Now there's always robots fighting some kind of alien. You never saw it before, and it was perfectly done, perfectly directed, perfectly just the action, everything was perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, and the story is different from the first one. It's not a rehash of Alien. Like we're just going to redo the same movie, cash in, get our big paycheck, and go away. They wrote a whole new thing, which is, guys have a hard time doing that because they're like, I could just do the same movie, change a few things, and everybody will eat it up. Like they went out on a limb and made a new movie, and it's really good. And Bill Paxton in this thing is perfection. Like his lines, his lines are just so good.
Real quick before we move on, James Cameron in order: The Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies.
He was also a production assistant on the movie Rock and Roll High School, starring the Ramones in 1979.
Nice. Actually, yeah, his first movie was Piranha 2: The Spawning.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I never saw that one. Didn't make our list. All right, moving on. So moving on for you guys, Die Hard or Aliens?
I'm going to pick Aliens for this one.
I'm going to go Die Hard.
Ray, you keep getting these wrong. You're not going to win the prize.
You know what? It's okay. It's all right because when I filled out my bracket blindly just to test the system, so I really don't even know what I picked. So,
All right.
But I'm pretty sure though, guys, that I'm ineligible to win since I'm on the show, right?
Well, not necessarily. We don't have really many rules here on Deluxe Edition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm
I
hoping
think
I can
Phil
win.
might be eligible.
So I can
gonna
rig this thing.
See the leg lamp he's got behind him? I'm hoping to get that.
All right, we'll get to the prizes very soon. We have 2 more movies here.
Mhm.
We're down to the final 2. The Lost Boys versus Back to the Future. Lost Boys, July 31st, 1987. Joel Schumacher, Corey Feldman, Jamie Gertz, Corey Haim, Edward Herman, Bernard Hughes, Jason Patrick, Kiefer Sutherland, Diane Wiest. You guys fans of the Lost Boys?
Absolutely.
I'm going to be honest with everyone here, like I always am.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I've never
don't-
seen it.
Oh my god. How have you never seen The Lost Boys?
I kind of have a thing against Corey Feldman.
But Kiefer Sutherland?
I'll go back and watch it. I promise. It's just
All right.
How do you have a
What?
thing against him back then? I mean, you didn't hate the
well,
guy back
no.
then.
I mean, my thing is against him now, so that's why I just have been putting it off. He blocked us. I blocked
God.
him.
Oh my god, he blocked you?
Sure did.
Did you make a Michael Jackson joke to him?
No, we had Scott Schwartz on the podcast.
Oh my god, I better never tell him that. Oh shit. We had Schwartz on too. But that's good information because he did not have anything nice to say about Feldman, so
No, he sure didn't.
I got to make sure we never bring that up if we're trying to get him.
Yeah, we burned our bridge. Casey did something
Yeah.
on Twitter. He's like, hey, Corey Feldman, why don't you come and respond? Blocked.
Would you like
Well-
to have a wrestling match against Scott Schwartz?
Well,
Fuck.
recently I said some shitty things about him, like the videos he's recently released about his like music video and stuff. So if he actually checked into us, I highly doubt we could get him. So what are you
All
gonna
right, tell me about the Lost Boys.
do? What do you want to know? It's got vampires. It's got Tim Capello. What? How do you say his name? The sex guy.
Ooh.
Capello. Oh, it's Capello. Tim Capello. If you've never seen this movie, what you need to know is there's a scene where they're on the beach and this band's playing, and there's this sexy motherfucker with his shirt off. He's all oiled up, and he's ripped, dude, and he's just fucking blasting the saxophone. Like, I don't remember much about this movie except for that scene. No.
So he was the sex guy, huh?
Yeah, he was like the sex appeal of this movie. Like, he was totally on it. Once again, somebody we've tried to get on the podcast and it failed. But no, this is a great movie. This is vampires. This has the Frog Brothers. Like, if you need a vampire movie where they're not sparkly bitches, this is the movie to see. Like, Kiefer Sutherland in this movie is amazing as a vampire. Because this is the height of his sex appeal. Like, this is at the time when he's like, when you're a dude, you're still like, God damn, this guy's sexy. God damn it. How can I be like Kiefer Sutherland? Well, I can't become a vampire, so I guess I'll learn to ride a motorcycle. I don't know what to do here.
I liked it because it was one of those movies where it was a horror movie. It was supposed to be scary, but you're led through it by kids. Like, that was a big thing in the 80s. Like,
Yeah.
Monster Squad or
Oh, yeah.
almost everything had a kid to sort of hold your hand through. We got tired of that. Like Spawn, I remember going to see Spawn. Spawn had a kid. It was like, get the kid out of there. We're done with kids in monster.
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, but the kids got to be good. And these kids were good.
Yeah.
And this is almost a precursor to like the Scream thing with the Frog Brothers, where they're like, vampires are like this, you got to do this to kill them and all that. And, you know, it's almost like Wes Craven was watching this movie when he came up with Scream, because he's like, oh, the Frog Brothers, they're the inspiration for Scream. I cannot confirm or deny that, so I'm going to roll with it.
Hey, these days you can say anything. You don't even get sued.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, on my own podcast, Will has this button where he pushes it and it goes, liar, liar. So,
Yeah, we gotta find that out how Will does the sound effects, Bill. You were
Yeah,
asking about
he
that.
can hook you up with the sound effects, so you can push liar buttons on Casey when you want, Bill.
I've got an app right here that was supposed to work, and it ain't working because I've been pressing the button the whole time, and nobody's reacting to it. So I know I'm screwing something up over here.
I hope you're not spreading misinformation here, Ray. We don't want to get banned from Spotify. Oh, they're
No,
not
no,
banning
no.
anybody. That's right. All right.
Like I tell Will all the time, everything I say is absolutely the truth. I wouldn't put it out there if it was fake.
Bill,
but if I did say something fake, I would immediately laugh right afterwards. That's how you know.
Okay. All right. Bill, The Lost Boys. Did you like this movie?
I liked it, but for the sake of time, I have nothing to say to it compared to Back to the Future. Because Back to the Future is just, there's so much about Back to the Future that I adore. That anything underneath it or next to it in this bracket, you could put anything next to it, and I think Back to the Future might beat it. That might be my big winner, man. Oh, this is
really?
tough when we get to the big winner.
Yeah,
Back to the Future.
even just poking buttons, I still had Back to the Future as the winner.
Gotta be right. It's gotta be. That movie was perfect 80s.
This is probably as close to a perfect movie as you can make. Like on the list of perfect movies, I think this is number 1. Princess Bride is like number 2. Back to the Future is absolutely considered probably the greatest movie ever made. Like Gone with the Wind. Yeah, Gone with the Wind wishes this was their movie. That stupid Rosebud movie, Citizen Kane, wishes they were Back to the Future. Yeah. Like every great movie through history wishes they were Back to the Future. So
there's the guy that made the DeLorean also wishes this movie would have come out just a little bit earlier
before he went to prison.
Yeah, before his horrible demise. Yeah, this is a great movie, man. Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Crispin Glover, Leah Thompson. How many remakes did they make? They were all pretty decent too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they only did 2 sequels. And they knew they knew to stop.
Yeah, this is a trilogy. This is a true trilogy, and every movie is good. And that's what you want in a trilogy. Like, they don't need to go back and do a 4th, 5th. Like, they've talked about trying to remake this thing, but I think people will get murdered. Like, you'll be like on the Clintons list. You try to remake this thing. Like, it ain't happening. This is a perfect thing. Never going to happen again. So,
I never would have thought they'd remake Ghostbusters, but you never know anymore what they're going to try to remake.
Well, thankfully they remade Ghostbusters, and now everyone knows better. Like, anytime in Hollywood, when they say, "Hey, we're thinking about remaking Back to the Future," they go, "Do you remember what happened in 2016 with Ghostbusters?" And this young ass punk goes, I don't know. And they explain it to them, and their face turns white, and they realize that they will be ostracized from Hollywood forever. And they go, "Fuck that! I'll remake Day of the Triffids or something. Fuck it, I'll do that instead."
All right, bracket time. We can run through these pretty fast now. That was the top 16 movies. So, Bill, Bill and Ray, you both picked Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
That would be against Fast Times at Ridgemont High. For both of you.
I go Ghostbusters.
Same? Ghostbusters moving through? All right. Let's see. So it would be Full Metal Jacket, Ray versus... Did you say the Goonies, right?
I think we were split on that one, weren't we, Bill?
Yeah, Bill picked the Batman, and I think you picked the Goonies.
And we were counting on you to pick one of them, but since you don't watch movies...
No, well, all right. If you want me to pick, I'll go with the Batman.
All right, that's fine. Go with Batman.
All right, so Full Metal Jacket versus Batman.
You regret that now, Ray, don't you?
No, that's fine, because I'm going Full Metal Jacket.
All right. I'm just gonna move Full Metal Jacket.
Whoa. What? Bill doesn't get to say what he wants?
No,
There's no rules.
Oh my
New
God,
rules.
Casey,
Remember
come on.
You said if there was a split, I get to pick.
Oh, so Bill just gets a big fist up his butt.
Right now, I'm looking at the clock and I'm saying 7:30. I haven't had dinner yet. I don't care if Ishtar wins.
I can't remember the last time I had a real dinner. Come on.
Ishtar.
Let's push through this.
Dude. I know. I have to deal with this shit all the time. It's a podcast. We're allowed to go as long as we want. Look, now we got some comments here I haven't seen yet. Let's see.
Oh my
Who's
God,
this? Not Goofy. It will take off the 60s movement. As a kid, then Batman ruled the airwaves. Okay, so these are real old. I missed. It goes all the way back to Batman. There we go. Michelle, that's your friend Bill. She's able to say hello.
One eye. Ooh. Michelle, you've changed.
All right, moving on. Raiders versus. I'm gonna push Caddyshack through because I like Caddyshack more than Empire Strikes Back. So the Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Caddyshack.
I'll go Caddyshack.
Yeah, Caddyshack has to move through. Bill, you just you'll just sit there and look pretty for a while because you want to.
You know what? You better be careful because the more you tell him he's pretty, eventually his camera is going to shit the bed.
Michelle says Goonies. All right.
Michelle's on a bigger delay than we are right now. We only have like a 2-second latency. Michelle's got a good hour and a half latency. I love you, Michelle. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's see. Aliens versus Back to the Future.
We know the answer to this.
Back to the Future. All right.
Yep.
All right. Ghostbusters versus Full Metal Jacket. Who are you guys pushing through?
Man.
I'm Ghostbusters. I'm an easy one there.
I'm going Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Come on now. I'm going to have to override both of you. Full Metal Jacket win. No, all right. I'll put Ghostbusters.
Only because Ghostbusters is so iconic and just changed everything when it came out.
Yeah.
And the stars of that movie are you have 3 gigantic stars in that movie and Ivan Reitman, so
yeah, and how many remakes, not remakes, sequels and remake and a reboot,
video games,
right? cartoons,
toys.
Yeah. There's not a ton of Full Metal Jacket toys out there.
Well, and once again, like there's not a person on the planet that doesn't know what Ghostbusters is.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to not say that for Full Metal Jacket, I got to say Ghostbusters.
Michelle says, if it weren't for Caddyshack, there would be no Shooter McGavin.
That's good.
Somebody
I think that's true.
Arnold, Raiders all the way. Raiders already got passed on. Sorry, Bart.
It's all right. He'll get over
all right.
Bart knows better.
So, Back to the Future. It will be, I guess, against Caddyshack. You guys are both pushing Back to the Future through.
Yeah, I think Back to the Future wins.
All right. And then, so this is a tough one. This is going to be a tough one for you guys. Ghostbusters versus Back to the Future for the final, for the big win for you guys. This is just for you.
I still say Back to the Future wins.
Shit. Now I don't know. Ghostbusters or Back to the Future. Damn.
How about if I throw out a Children of the Corn reference for you for Back to the Future? Kind of sway you my way.
All right.
Courtney Gaines, who we all know played Malachi, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the dude who interrupts the dance between George and Lorraine when he's playing the song Earth Angel, and he walks up and he pushes him out of the way. And he's like, I'll take this dance. Yeah. And then Michael drops down. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then Crispin Glover comes right back and just throws him out of the way. He throws Malachi out of his fucking face.
I didn't know that was him.
Like one of the creepiest dudes to ever live. Who has the balls to throw Malachi out of the dance? Come on.
All right. That might have done it. That and the fact that I'm starving. All right. For the sake of time, I think I'm gonna go with it.
I have to say though, Bill, had you been drinking the whole time, you would have forgot you needed to eat.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, I know. When I was a drinker, I was fat. And I was like, but why am I don't eat? Oh, right. It's the 900 calories from an IPA.
Right, exactly.
All right, Bill. Final decision.
All right, I'm gonna go with Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. All right. Now,
Are you not going to override it?
No, I will pass that. Now, Bill, I know you want to get out of here, but we have a couple things that I have to deal with here. If you would like to win a bunch of prizes that I will show you, voting will begin on these movies tomorrow on our Facebook group and Instagram. They will be. I'll be putting probably 4 movies on each day to get through the process, so we can do this next week. You can fill out a bracket. I'll post the website in the links, and you can go to this bracket here that I made. I'm going to share it real quick so you guys can see it. You guys can see that, right?
Yep.
Bracket fights. So you'll just be able to click on these to move them through, and then you can take a screenshot or a picture of it and post it on our Facebook group. Post it, send it to me. Just make sure that I get it, and I will make sure that you are entered in the drawing.
Yep, and if anybody who is here who is friends with me, send it to me, and I will get it to them if that's easier for you.
Sure.
So that I can steal your prizes.
and make sure that you tell your friends to vote on this stuff on our Facebook group, because if your movie, you want to make sure that your movies get to the final, so your bracket matches up, because I'm not going to break these prizes down. The winner takes all. If you
oh my God,
we might have to have like if there's somebody has the same bracket, hopefully that doesn't happen. We might have to have like a shootout, some kind of trivia game.
I was going to say, if you want me to come back and do like a trivia thing to get you a winner, I would add. I love trivia, not just 80s trivia. I'll throw these motherfuckers all decades. I'll go 1920s to 2020 if you want me to. I'll give them a question from each decade.
Yeah,
these prizes are valuable, man.
Ray, while I have you here, I have to apologize. I had 2 extra questions for the trivia night that you played with played with Will, and I completely spaced on adding them to the.
Don't apologize for that, man. That's fine, man.
Let's roll through these prizes here, all right? So, you're gonna get. I have a pack of Batman cards here from the original Batman Returns pack of cards.
Nice.
Okay.
You stole that from Kmart?
Of course he did.
A picture frame, a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure picture frame.
Nice.
Okay. A lot of stuff here. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I got it in a loot crate box. It's like a Marvel little figure, Thor and Loki.
Oh my God!
It's all pop culture stuff. This is good stuff here.
Why am I on?
There's a red dragon die keeper for everyone that still,
Oh shit! Oh my God, that's D&D, isn't it?
Yeah, D&D red dragon.
Can you just put that off to the side for me?
Just put this over here. Anybody watch the show Archer? This is
absolutely. That's a
Archer,
funny show, man.
Figure. Okay.
Nice.
Get that.
I want to know how he came up with all. Like, where did this come from?
There's an X-Files little wallet.
That's a good one.
Okay.
These are like decades of Christmas gifts that he never used and just kept around.
Actually, yeah, I think these are Christmas gifts he got, and now he's re-gifting them.
Yeah.
Michelle loves Archer. Don't forget to tell your friends to vote. We have another wallet here. Banana Man.
Oh, Banana Man.
So Neil, I had these are. Do you guys ever hear of Loot Crate?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so I had Loot Crate many years ago, and these are the things that I just never really wanted. So now they're going to be yours.
The prize of this game is the crap from Loot Crate that Casey did.
Wait, just some of it. I have the good shit is coming.
Oh, the good
These are
shit's
like
coming, Bill. The good shit's coming. I'm assuming it's a bag of weed.
Right? I saw you have a kid there. He might like this Godzilla stuffed animal.
Who doesn't love Godzilla?
Godzilla? That's still in the package there.
Never seen a baby blue Godzilla before, but hey.
It's probably worth like
Lord of the
15
Rings,
bucks. Right?
You guys like Lord of the Rings, don't you? Look at that.
Who doesn't? Oh, and now we're getting to some good prizes. That's
Mini
a good
epic
prize.
Figure, Frodo.
Frodo mini epic. Yeah, that's a good prize.
That's a good one there.
Yeah.
Not gonna find this stuff anywhere else. They don't even make this stuff anymore.
Not even on eBay.
Who likes Westworld? Huh?
First season's good.
Yeah, that was pretty
Is
good
it
about 8 years ago
Westworld?
when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Westworld action figures? Huh? Right? I think you need that.
Huh. I might need
When
that.
did that-
Who
When did
likes
that come
Sonic
out?
the
That was
Hedgehog? Huh?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
he's still going.
All right, now we're getting to the good stuff.
So you're saying this is winner take all, right?
Yeah, winner take all, man.
They get all this stuff.
all of it. Who likes
Wow.
wrestling? Huh?
Everybody
ODB?
likes wrestling.
Ray, you like tits, right?
Absolutely. Who doesn't like
ODB?
that?
Huh?
See,
Signed?
this prize right here is worth the whole package.
Signed by ODB. You're not going to find that stuff anywhere else. All right, this is a good one here. Original first paperback edition of The Witching Hour. That's a good one there. 1953, original vintage copy.
How'd you get that?
Yeah, it was given to him by his
I
father.
got
He's giving
that.
it away. He's just like, hey, this has been in my family for years.
Well, no,
Here,
I
have
have to ask. Do you actually know what that is?
Don't worry about where I got that. We got to run through the show here, okay? All right, now we're getting into things that have to do with our show.
Oh,
We had
it's merchandise time.
no. We had Robert Ray Schaefer on from The Office.
Yeah,
He played Bob Vance. This is a little card
nice.
with Bob Vance. I honestly don't know how you can work with that jackass, that other jackass, and that new jackass. Little card there, Bob Vance. We had Joe Alves on the show, right? He was the production designer of Jaws. I got a brand new pair of Jaws socks here
Oh, see, now I want to win.
from Odd Socks. Okay, that was that was in the
See.
80s, right?
That's
Some of them.
70s, but
Oh, okay.
you know, you probably saw it in the. I don't know when you saw it, but I saw it in the 80s, so that's fine.
All right. We had Corey McCormick on the show. Corey McCormick from Lucas Nelson and Promise to the Real. He's also in a band called Organa. I have an Organa album here, unopened, vinyl record.
Ooh.
Very cool. Cool stuff. Good art. Awesome album. I also have one myself.
Huh?
All right, 2 prizes left. This is the good stuff here. So we had
If
CJ Graham
you show
on.
a hamburger, Bill's gonna lose his shit.
We had CJ Graham on from Jason, and we had Tommy McLaughlin on, the writer of Part 6. I have a Jason
shit.
Voorhees hockey mask here up for grabs. Okay. And then just for video purposes, I have
Is it? Are you giving away the nudie?
I have a brand new leg lamp
Oh,
head knocker, they call it, made by
Yeah.
NECA. You guys know about NECA, right?
yeah, that's a good one right there.
This is it out of box. I have one for myself. I picked that up at the
Dude, that's cool, man.
I picked it up at the Christmas Story house in Ohio.
Yeah, that's Tremont, Ohio. That's where I'm from, man.
Not far from where you're at right now, right?
I'm about 20 minutes from there. That's iconic.
Yeah.
You should drag Bill there. He'd like it.
Wait, found one more thing here. Forgot about this. This is pretty cool. We had Tom Skerritt on. You mentioned Tom Skerritt earlier, Bill,
yeah.
from Top Gun. We have
He stole his necklace.
Mike Metcalf, Viper dog tags.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff there. Make sure you
So,
tell your
so you're
friends.
really going to give everything to one winner?
Michelle, I did not go through my junk drawer.
Did Michelle.
So you seriously only want to give away the prizes to one person?
Yeah,
Instead of breaking them up.
No, I like easy, Ray. I think.
All right.
breaking them
That's
down-
fine. That's fine. I like easy too. I'm just making sure I understand this. So if I win this thing, I get all the junk to put in my drawer.
Yep.
All right. I just want to
Winner
make sure I
take all.
understand this. Winner take
He doesn't
all.
like licking. He doesn't like licking stamps. He just wants one. He just put it in a big box.
This is over the top. Yeah, this is spin the hat. Do the
You'll
thing.
be lucky if he gets your address right. I mean, what if this goes to somebody else?
This was actually a big contest that we were going to have for our 50th episode, but we fucked up last week. So it's our 51st episode celebration giveaway.
No, it's your first live episode giveaway. Come on, Casey.
All right.
Keep up.
All right.
Good, man. You did good. I was getting a little nervous when you're like stuff from our show. I was like, well, God, he's going to give away my underwear. What did he get? He's talking about the guests. Well done, sir. That was fun.
That was awesome. Those prices are actually pretty good, man. I thought like Bill, you're gonna give away in like shit from around your house. Like, here's my my salad tongs. But you totally your prices are good, man. Those are
Cool. Yeah, hopefully people will play the game. Fill out your bracket. I will post the link in the description of this as soon as it is up everywhere. And just run through the stuff here. You can check Ray out at 1980snow.com. He's on the show 1980s Now with Will and Kat.
Mm-hmm.
You can get, I wore this shirt. I actually just got it here. It's a deluxe edition shirt. You can now get merch over at whatamaneuver.net/collections/deluxe edition. They have a lot of stuff to choose from over there. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Deluxe Edition Pod. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/deluxe edition pod. And make sure you check out all the other great shows on our network over at the Thanks so much, Ray. We really appreciate it, man.
Dude, I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. Down the road we'll do this again. Totally awesome. Love hanging out.
Absolutely, man.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta do a trivia night on your channel.
Sure.
So but not anytime soon. No.
All right.
You need a little break from us. I understand.
We'll do it down the road, man. Love you guys. Super appreciate you having me here. Awesome time. Loved it.
All right.
Thanks,
so
man.
much.
All right, guys. Anything else to say, Bill?
No. My stomach can talk to you. It can growl for a while.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow our Facebook group to make sure the details of this. I'll post the bracket up there, the link right now, so you can get your guesses in and make sure you send them over to me. All right, guys. See yous.
Later.